Hey Ram, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, actually. I'm doing good. Yeah. Well, Peter, thanks for taking time to join this call. The reason why I wanted to have this call is because you are one of the marketing leaders in New York, and you guys have been doing some great job. While I've been a follower of your business, Beeseen solution, on and off, I can get to know a lot more about what you guys do. So I thought, we'll do this interview wherein, we all can learn from what Beeseen is doing in this pandemic and how you guys have been helping the marketers. Because from what I know, you guys have only grown in pandemic. So
Yeah.
yeah, so why don't you give us a quick introduction about what Beeseen is and your background, and then I probably may have a couple of questions that I picked from my LinkedIn audience, and then we can talk on those.
Sure, absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time, and it's always good to see you. Thank you for the partnership we have, and the years we've been working together.
Right.
Certainly, the the pandemic has forced organizations of all sizes to pivot and adjust, change strategies in a lot of ways. We believe it's helped make many of us better, stronger, wiser, more nimble,
Mhm.
and clearly a digital avenue has only opened up wider. Be Seen Solutions, as an example, started out as a digital marketing agency several years back,
Mhm.
and has pivoted as well through this process from to a digital solutions organization. And what I mean by digital solutions is we will provide digital marketing, we'll provide digital lead generation or target lead generation through our offering of link gen solutions. We'll offer intelligent automation strategies, RPA. But the core of the business has always been that we've helped firms expand their digital presence, be positioned properly online,
Mhm.
make sure that their websites are having relevant traffic driven to it, and
Mhm.
making sure that that traffic converts.
Right.
Through this, right, we've seen more and more e-commerce
Mhm.
through the digital channels, and we're going to continue to see that explosion of growth. But we still believe, no matter what, it all comes down to the customer experience, and it starts with the customer and it ends with the customer.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And Peter, since you spoke about some of the digital solutions that you offer, can you speak? Can you tell us about the channels that you guys use in order to reach out to this audience or increase the online engagement?
Absolutely. We have a lot of volume and traffic that we push through on LinkedIn, as an example, right? We believe it's the most trusted business networking platform. So for a lot of our clients, there's tremendous opportunity and upside. 600 million plus people on the platform itself globally and growing. And
Mhm.
clearly, right, Microsoft bought them for a reason.
Yes.
They see a continued growth there from a global perspective. But all social channels, are relevant and important to businesses, because if you're putting your brand out there, you need to obviously reach your audiences in different ways. So whether it's an Instagram campaign or a Facebook campaign,
Mhm.
Twitter, or even YouTube, as an example, right? They are all important. It's just a matter of being consistent and it's staying diligent on it, because firms will get going in these areas if we talk about social media, and it can certainly be, and it is, a full-time strategy, right? So if you want to get involved in this, you need to be dedicated to it, and have a long-term viewpoint. um,
Absolutely. And then working with you over the years, we've realized that, even our agency has grown in the recent past. And then we started to realize that there is a certain trend in terms of how marketers are perceiving the new challenges, right? Now, there was a time when the channels like telemarketing and email were prominent, and then Google search became the god of business, and then suddenly there was a social media uh, ramp up that happened, and Google search business, the ads business was basically divided into two, and now there is a new model where people are investing into content, right? And
Yep.
yeah, so now before your even your sales strategy or marketing strategy, you want to put your content strategy into place, and because your content is going to define the emotions that your emotion that you want to speak to your audience, or your audience wants to hear from you. And
Mhm.
have the channel distribution channel strategy, and then that's the lead generation strategy that people are using today. I mean, that's what we also saw. um, you know One of the things that I'm really fascinated about you guys is the link gen solutions that you guys have, right?
Sure.
I've been a personal beneficiary of it. So uh, can you talk more about LinkedIn solution? What does it do?
Absolutely. LinkGen Solutions is an intelligent automation platform
Mhm.
where we work with professional profiles to help drive their target audience to them.
Mhm.
It'll assist in speeding up sales cycles. It'll assist in getting to your decision maker much sooner.
Mhm.
And it acts as a virtual assistant for the sales professional. One thing that we believe differentiates us, in that approach and outbound reach is that you can be as passive or aggressive with your strategy as you'd like.
Yeah.
Every sales approach is different depending on the vertical and industry that you're supporting. And
Right.
some are much longer sales cycles and some are shorter.
Mhm.
What LinkGen Solutions allows you to do is to toggle that back and forth so it tailors to the professional's approach.
Right.
The last thing someone wants to do, right, is become too aggressive in their outbound marketing and outbound communication,
Mhm.
or too passive. So it's a constant consultation with our relationships, and it's a hand-holding process. That's where we believe we really kind of find ourselves in a much different approach to our competition. And that, what I mean by that is, we don't just set up a strategy and let it run, and we'll come back to you, months later. It's a weekly, bi-weekly communication, as far as client services and communication on a regular basis.
Right.
And it's a constant management of the strategy, because if we have to pivot or adjust, we want to be proactive in that process. So we want to try to see trends
Mhm.
before they're happening, if that's possible.
Right. And I agree with you. Uh, one one question I have for you is, you've in the last 6 7 months, and we've been in touch, so I know you've been doing all right, and then you have all this positive energy and vibe and never die attitude, which is great. That's something that I love about you and learn from you.
Thank
uh,
you.
in the 6 7 months, while you've been doing good, you've been talking to a lot of CEOs, you've been talking to a lot of marketers, right? And then I'm not sure if your connections, if they're doing good, not doing good, but then you've been doing good, right? What is your advice to these marketers and entrepreneurs in terms of how they should take the phase two of COVID, and how they should look forward to the growth? What should be the strategy?
Yeah, look, I think certainly there's tremendous opportunity anytime there's, a catastrophe, meaning we have to get through it, right? But we come through it in so many different ways. And as we started out the conversation, I was sharing, we believe, better, stronger, wiser, smarter, more flexible. If someone was asking me for advice and, how to continue to stay in contact and how to stay relevant and how to stay proactive in communication, it really comes down to how you're managing your time digitally. Right? It's a 24/7 solution. There's no question about it. But how much time do you want to put into that?
Right.
It's there. There's tremendous content out there. You shared, right, about content. And I wanted to add to that. It's written content, video content. Those are both important. When we talk about the pandemic and we talk about how we've been communicating through it, and since it started, if you look at just us in general, how we're communicating utilizing Zoom, if you go back 12 months, Zoom was out there and it was known, but it's clearly gotten more popular, and now a channel for business to conduct themselves in a much more flexible environment. I could tell you that I've had more presentations over the last 6 or 7 months via Zoom than I had in the last 2 years. And I think that will continue to be a norm as we manage through this, and businesses will get smarter, businesses will get more efficient, and we can accomplish very much the same thing in this type of an environment communicating than we could if you flew across the globe and came to see me, right? Although I'd love to see you in person, we could still though communicate effectively and then, initiate our strategies. So if, again, just going back to a question of what I would share with folks out there that are, in marketing or trying to get new business in some ways and get their brand out there and their message, you really just have to stay committed to the process and put things out there that we all can gain value from.
Right.
I always use this example of late, and I think it's very pronounced because of where we are in the world today, right? But the prior sales strategies in some verticals would be potential travel, to your point, right? So getting on a plane, traveling across, whether it be the globe, the country, wherever you're going, okay? So the time to do that, the cost to do that, the getting to the creating of the presentation itself, that could be 2-3 days, of between travel, work, etc. Now that's been shortened because of digital, right? You're across the globe. I'm in the States, and we're able to operate and communicate as if we're right next to one another. That's the beauty of digital.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Well, Peter, I know I asked you for 15 minutes, and we have taken well over that. So
that's okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to thank you to join the call, share the advices. I will put together this video and share through our social channel. Please feel free to reshare from your side because more people learn from you from your experience. During COVID, as and running the Beeseen solution successfully, and then besides that, the 20 years of experience actually you speak on the call. So.
Yeah.
Makes a difference. So I'm sure people can pick a lot from this conversation.
And I appreciate it, Ram. I try not to say I have 20 plus years experience because then that makes me a lot older than I want to be at the moment. But I appreciate the partnership and working with you all these years and your amazing team. We're lucky, we're fortunate to work together, and we just want to continue to do great things.
Same here, Peter. We love the partnership. We appreciate the work that you send our way and all the collaborations that we do. It's all amazing, So let's continue this partnership, and I hope I'll see you on the other side.
I hope so as well. We'll share a coffee and get together when we're both able to.
Sure. All right, Peter.
All right. You too, Ram. Take care. Be safe. Stay healthy. Okay. We'll talk again.
Sure, Peter. Bye-bye.